Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday. What is it, May 30th? Happy almost June. Just finished capoeira class, so as a weekly tradition now, I'm going to show you guys a couple more moves you can do at home. Sorry if it's kind of glary in here and I'm wearing all white. Today I just wanted to show you some basic foot and ankle stretches because a lot of people have foot dysfunctions. You may have seen in previous posts or on our blog that we're big advocates of barefoot footwear. Your feet need to be able to move. You need to be able to strengthen your ankles and your arches and engage the muscles in your feet and toes. And a lot of footwear that's stiff, supportive, too small, too tight, can really wreck your feet, and that leads to ankle, knee, hip, lower back problems all the way up. So foot and ankle stuff is really important, and a lot of people just have really tight ankles. So I'm going to show you a couple things you can do at home quickly on a regular basis to fix that. The first and one of the most important things is go barefoot. If you have really tender feet, just wear socks in the house at first. That's a really good first step. And you'll notice at first it feels weird, your feet feel sensitive, it feels uncomfortable. That's because your feet are thin, like the skin and the muscles on the bottom are thin and sensitive. But they will build up surprisingly quickly. You'll notice that your feet feel better and more comfortable barefoot and less comfortable in shoes just after a week or two of being barefoot in the house every day. I've done this with many clients, and they notice their balance improves when you just have them stand on one foot. Spending time barefoot can quickly improve your balance because your feet are that important. They're the foundation of your whole structure. So that's where I would start. Spend time barefoot. If you already do that, the next thing I would have you do often, daily preferably, is roll your feet. So the arch of your feet, big strip of muscle here. Sorry for the big shot. Big strip of muscle. People get plantar fasciitis there. That's plantar fascia, which isn't technically muscle. Fascia is kind of its own thing. But it gets really tight. And if you have tight calves, tight hamstrings, they're actually connected in a chain from the back half of your body all the way down and under your feet past your heels. So a really important thing you need to do is loosen those up, especially if you wear tight shoes all the time. So what you can do, get something round. I'm going to use a water bottle here. You can use a tennis ball, a cross ball, water bottle, a rolling pin, whatever, and roll the bottom of your feet. So I'll show you what that looks like. Oh, wow. Too glary. You can't see a thing. So I'm going to move the camera. Hopefully you can see this better now. There we go. All right, and I'm just going to put the arch of my foot on the water bottle, press down as hard as I'm comfortable, and roll it out. The harder you press and the more you kind of dig for knots, the better. Think of it as a foot massage. It should feel good. For people who have foot problems, like plantar fasciitis, I tell them to do this in the morning right when they get up and at night before they go to bed. The more the better there. So that's a really important one. Next thing you can do is heart eyes. The next thing you can do is stretch your calves a lot. This is kind of a basic thing that a lot of people know how to do from like PE class at school and stuff. But it's really important. We don't dorsiflex, which means lift our toes towards our shins, enough in daily life. So this is something we definitely need to do. Easy calf stretch. If you don't have like a ledge or a step to step down on, put one foot back, push that heel to the floor, straighten that leg, and you should feel a little stretch right there. To get this even better, you can push on a wall. If I'm standing by a wall, I'll push with my hands. And my personal favorite is to get something, like I've got this right here. I'm going to prop my heel up on it and then push my hip forward, keeping my knee straight. In essence, all we're doing is we're dorsiflexing that toe. So maybe you can see that a little better if I use this box here. I prop my foot up so my heel is close, keeping the knee straight, I push forward. And so you should feel a great stretch right there. So really important, roll the bottom of your foot, stretch those calves, and then there's three other stretches I want to show you. First one is laterally. So we have muscles all up the front of our shin, the back of our legs, sorry you can't see with the pants, all the way around this lower leg. There are muscles that control your ankle. So the first one I want to do is the side. So roll that ankle over the side. If you have a history of ankle injuries, be very gentle here. If you have strong flexible ankles, you can bear down a little bit. But I'm rolling my ankle to the side, and then I'm putting some weight on it to stretch the side of that foot and shin. So bear down that, boom. And I'm going to do that maybe 10 to 30 seconds per side, depends on how intense it feels. Be careful if it feels intense. Now I'm going to the other side. Roll the ankle sideways, stretch. Boom. You can do that a couple times per side, and ideally what you're feeling is the tibialis lateralis, which is up the side of the leg there. That gets tight. We need to loosen it. The next one is for the front of the shin, the tibialis anterior, where people get shin splints oftentimes. It's a very important muscle to stretch. It's the direct opposite of the calf. And what I'm going to do, I'll stand sideways so you can see. I'm going to bring one foot around to the front, back up a little bit, and tuck my toes. So my toes are now pressed against the ground as far back as I can get them. Now I'm going to take my back leg that I'm standing on and bend the knee. And what that's doing is that is levering open the foot. I'm bending those toes downward, and you should feel an intense stretch across the top of your foot and the front of your shin there, even across the tops of your toes. So bend that knee, stretch, 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 stretch. And then we can go to the other side. Tuck those toes back, bend the back knee, push. And this is, I'm pretty flexible. This is an intense stretch, so you should definitely feel this. Stretch, 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 stretch. All right, 2 more ankle stretches I want to show you guys. The first one is, you may want to do this on a soft surface. I'm doing this on hard wood, but I do this regularly, so I'm pretty flexible. Pull my pants up. I'm going to kneel on my knees, tuck your toes as far forward as you can, so they're totally tucked, and then gently sit back. If this is intense, put your hands on the ground, or put something next to you you can put your hands on, like couch cushions or a chair, so you don't have to put so much weight on your feet. But this is, in essence, this is bending my toes back and stretching the arch of my foot. And you should feel it very intensely. This is a great one to prevent plantar fasciitis, but it is intense. So if you already have plantar fasciitis, don't do this right out of the gate. Give yourself a couple weeks for it to calm down and do this gently, because it is intense. You don't want to make things worse. If you have healthy feet, start slowly, build up over time. Again, I'm going to hold this 30 seconds or so, easing. It's an intense stretch, and then release. Now the next one I'm going to do the exact opposite, the front of the feet. So I'm going to loosen the toes, and I'm going to do the same thing. Sit down and lean back. So again, do this on a soft surface if you're uncomfortable on the floor there. And the farther back you sit and lean, the more you're bending that ankle open and stretching the tops of the feet and the shins. Good. Hold that, maybe 30-ish seconds, maybe more if you're really, really tight there. And you should definitely feel it. So, again, foot, ankle health, really, really important. Stretch them regularly. I would say do these every day or at least 2 or 3 times a week, just to keep your feet and ankle from having problems. Because if they have problems, everything else is going to have problems. They're your base. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.